Welcome back. We're here to preview Sunday's big game in the Premier League between Manchester City and Arsenal. But let's start with the big transfer news that Wilfried Bony's completed his move to the Etihad.
Yeah, probably the biggest deal of the window so far, isn't it? And a good one for City. I think Bony's proven himself at Swansea, he's proven himself in the Premier League. He won't need time to adapt or anything like that. In 2014, as we all know now, he was the top scorer in that calendar year in the Premier League, even more than Aguero. And it's going to be interesting to see how those two link up together, because there's no doubt Aguero is the star man for me. He's probably the best player in the league, although Sanchez of Arsenal might have something to say about that. But he's always going to be the star man. He's back fit now, so Bony will be away for January, obviously, with the African Cup of Nations. So when he gets back, it'll be interesting to see if he plays two up top, Pellegrini, because that would take a slight twinge of his tactics, really. Obviously, Zeko and Jovetic are going to have to cope with, I'd imagine, moving further down the pecking order, because Bony, I'd put them above those two as in terms of player and the goal scoring threat. But he does give City a different kind of threat to Aguero. So if he can get those two linking up together on the same pitch at the same time, that'd be a bit of a deadly strike for us.
Definitely. Let's talk about their last league game at City. It was a 1-1 draw at Everton, and I think Pellegrini would be quite disappointed there because Everton went into that game in quite really poor form, and obviously City, they did take the lead. It was quite fortuitous, Fernandinho's goal. He managed to get it on target, but I think Seamus Coleman should have cleared it off the line. I don't quite know how he missed it, but I think City would be disappointed that they didn't hold on to the lead, and it's another mistake from Joe Hart. He's made quite a few this season. I think the cross came in from Baines. It was a set piece, obviously, which is disappointing in itself, but Hart came out to get it, and he wasn't really anywhere near it. Naismith got there quite comfortably ahead of him to flick it home, so yeah, disappointing defeat for them. But there was a positive that Aguero was back off the bench. Obviously, he'd been out for over a month with the injury, so to see him back, especially, I know they've signed Bony, but like you said, they won't get him until middle of February probably. So Aguero came back in that, and he could start in this one, which is a huge boost for them.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it was drop points when they might have been expecting to go there and win, but they're still unbeaten in 12 games now, which has seen them claw back the difference on Chelsea. They were level on points going into the Everton game, now 2 points behind, which will be a shame because they had Chelsea under pressure for the first real time this season. It'll be interesting to see how Chelsea cope with sustained pressure. Mourinho's obviously used to it, so I wouldn't expect them to fall away really, but City will need to claw that gap up again, because they would have expected to win that match against Everton. Disappointed not to, and they need to get back to winning ways here, I think.
Certainly, but they come up against an Arsenal team who'd be pretty confident after their 3-0 win over Stoke last time. Obviously, Stoke at Britannia tend to be a bit of a bogey team for Wenger, but at the Emirates they tend to do a bit better, and yeah, it was a really good performance, and they obviously took the lead early on through Sanchez, and then they had a couple of chances before that, and Sanchez obviously the star man again, but I think it was a decent win for them. They were expected to win the game, obviously, but there was the we talked about Aguero coming back for City being a positive, but there was the disappointing news for Arsenal that Debuchy, I think he's dislocated his shoulder and he could be out for up to 3 months now. So he'd only just recently come back from injury, so that's a huge blow for them, because even though Callum Chambers should be fit for this one to come in and replace him, he's not as good as Debuchy. I don't think Chambers has shown signs that he's a decent player, but he's still very young, and I think Debuchy had looked a lot better than him at right back especially. Chambers did look good at centre back, but as a right back I think Debuchy is much stronger, so to lose him again is just a huge blow.
Yeah, I mentioned Sanchez earlier, didn't I, potentially being the best player in the league. I think he's definitely in the best form in the league right now. He was superb again against Stoke. 2 goals, second one dubious, was it an own goal or not? But again, another superb performance, a great assist. And he's been involved in 19 goals now, which is more than half of Arsenal's in the Premier League in 20 Premier League games, which is the best start for a new player in Premier League history. He's just been unbelievable. He's settled quicker than anyone thought he would, and quicker than anyone has in Premier League history before. It's been a superb signing. He's already looking like a bargain. Be interested to see where Arsenal would be without him, really, because he has been at times a one-man team. He's just a superb player for me, and he could be the difference between these two sides in the fixture where Arsenal haven't had the best of times recently.
They certainly haven't. I think it'll be a great game. What's your score prediction?
As I say, Arsenal away against the big teams, it's a test they fail quite a lot. With Sanchez, anything can happen, really. City won this fixture 6-3 last season, didn't they? So I don't see that many goals again, but I do see another City victory. I think I'm going to go for 3-1.
Yeah, there's been so many goals in this fixture recently. I think it's 28 in the last 7, averaging 4 a game. There's been so many goals in this fixture recently. I'm going to go for a 3-2 City win, so both picking City to win this one. Thanks for watching.